You're watching ABC7 Bangor.
This is ABC7 News at Noon.
One person is dead following a car crash in Albion earlier this week. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. Also, a Washington County woman has been arrested for allegedly trafficking fentanyl, and a Holton man is serving a life sentence for murder when he was back in court on Wednesday, alleging that his defense was incompetent. We'll explain along with the rest of our stories. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Happy Thursday, Devin.
Hey Susan, happy Thursday afternoon. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Luigi and Fredericks, across from Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. All righty, look at this. We had some clouds that were tracking through earlier this morning, going from the southwest, going toward the north and east. We'll be under a partly cloudy sky in general today. We have our eye on this thing right here that will give us a small chance for a shower during the afternoon period, especially in the northern ends of the state. Some that could try to sneak further down toward the south before it fizzles out later on. But most of us should stay dry today under a partly cloudy sky as this little weak system begins to move in. So it should be a pretty nice day overall across the region. But here we are, though. Here's that slight chance for a shower or storm. The latest Futurecast runs actually pulling back on those chances overall, but we're still going to maintain that very slight chance, but maybe some fog in the northern ends of the state coming up later on tonight into parts of tomorrow. The winds won't be too bad, mainly out of the south in a few spots at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. So overall, looking pretty good at switching out of the north as we head towards parts of your Friday. So your forecast for the rest of today, upper 70s, not too bad. Partly cloudy, very slight chance for a rain shower. South wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower 50s becoming mostly clear, maybe some areas of dense fog further off towards the north, with the wind overall looking nice and calm. For tomorrow, lower 80s, mostly sunny skies, northwest wind at about 5 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period, a mixture of clouds and sun, temperatures in the upper 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. A car crash in Albion has left one person dead. It happened on the area of 505 Unity Road just before 11 a.m. Monday. Lieutenant Chris Reed with the Kennebec County Sheriff's Office says the car went off the roadway into a ditch and rolled over, then flipped in midair before landing on its roof. Reed says passing motorists called 911 and attempted to help the sole occupant of the car, but were unsuccessful. 93-year-old Elva LaPointe of Unity died at the scene. Lieutenant Reed says at this point in the investigation, it is believed LaPointe suffered some kind of medical event prior to leaving the roadway. A Washington County woman has been arrested for allegedly trafficking fentanyl. 65-year-old Lisa Malone of Baileyville was arrested on Tuesday. Maine Drug Enforcement Agency Commander Peter Arno says early last month they started an investigation into suspected fentanyl trafficking in Baileyville. He says undercover agents purchased fentanyl at a home on Oxford Street. On Tuesday, MDEA agents and other law enforcement conducted a search of the home. Approximately 127 grams of suspected fentanyl with a street value of over $25,000, as well as $1,400 in suspected drug proceeds were confiscated. Malone was transported to the Washington County Jail. Her bail was set at $25,000 cash. A 12-year-old Bangor student has been charged with terrorizing after police say a threat was made to a school. Police say they responded to the Bangor Regional Program Tuesday for a report of a threat. The officer on the scene was told the note had been written on a wall indicating an act of violence would occur at the school on Wednesday. Bangor police detectives began an investigation and eventually identified a 12-year-old student who was then charged with terrorizing in connection with that threat. There was an increased police presence at Bangor schools. A Holton man convicted for the murder of an Oakfield couple as well as burning down their house was back in court on Wednesday. Joe Cortez has the details.
In 2017, Matthew Davis was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of Michael Kitchen and Heidi Pratt. On Wednesday, Davis was in Penobscot County Superior Court alleging ineffective assistance of counsel after an eyewitness expert was not allowed to testify during his trial.
It wasn't admissible at the trial because previous attorneys did not get the report in on time to the judge, so the judge excluded him from testifying.
Defense attorney Hunter Tavares called 3 witnesses to the stand, including one of Davis's former attorneys, Amber Tucker of Portland. Tucker was questioned on her knowledge of the process and why Dr. Brian Cutler's testimony did not make the trial. Davis's other attorney, Daniel Lilly of Portland, has since passed away.
I think at that point the trial was set to start the following month. So as far as whether there's been any specific conversation between Dan and I as far as whether to file a motion at that date to extend the deadlines or move forward with trial in December. I don't have any specific recollection of conversations.
Dr. Brian Cutler was the second witness. He shed light on what factors can hinder an eyewitness's reliability, including exposure time, lighting conditions, and degree of stress experienced by the witness.
Well, those are risk factors for mistaken identification. Those factors can make it harder for a witness to encode a perpetrator's characteristics or form a memory for a perpetrator that's necessary for later eyewitness identification.
Well, we expected that to be his testimony because he had prepared a report previously to defense counsel. And we believe that if the jury had heard his testimony, it could have at least raised doubt as to the reliability of the single eyewitness that identified Mr. Davis in this case.
Judge Alan Hunter gave 60 days for the counsel to review video that may require the case to go back in court. In Bangor, I'm Joe Cortez for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, a newly released retirement survey names 2 cities in Maine on its list of the best places to retire. We'll tell you which ones when we return.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
Hey Bangor residents, the City of Bangor is offering up to $2,000 in grants for income-eligible single-family homeowners if you install a new Fujitsu heat pump in your home. And Valley Home Services is an authorized Fujitsu installer. Up to $2,000. Combine that grant with rebates from Efficiency Maine, and you could have a new Fujitsu heat pump installed by Valley Home Services at little to no cost. Don't miss this incredible offer, Bangor. Call Valley Home Services today to see if you qualify.
If you've been injured and think you can't afford a lawyer, think again. There's absolutely no fee unless we win money for you.
I called the twos after I was hurt by a drunk driver. It was free for Lowry & Associates to get started on my case. They got my hospital and surgery bills paid for and got me $250,000.
I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. Call the twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do you do? Call 222-2222.
Every breath you take.
Sting in concert, September 11th, Maine Savings Amphitheater, Bangor, Maine. Sting, My Songs. Performing songs written throughout his prolific career. With special guest Joe Sumner. On sale now at waterfrontconcerts.com or Ticketmaster.com. Sting in one unforgettable night, part of the Varney Insurance Concert Series.
Does your plug-in fade too fast? Try Febreze Fade to Fi plug. It has built-in technology to digitally control how much scent is released to smell first day fresh for 50 days.
La, 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 la. Better skin from your body wash? Try Olay Body Wash with skincare super ingredient collagen. Olay Body Wash hydrates for healthier looking skin in just 14 days. From dry and dull to firm and radiant. With Olay Body, I feel fearless in my skin.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
The Navy is getting ready to start a new chapter on its workhorse destroyer, the Arleigh Burke, which went into production more than 30 years ago. The Navy awarded design contracts on future ship that would be equipped with lasers and hypersonic missiles. The stakes are high when it comes to a replacement for the backbone of the fleet at a time when China's numerical advantage becomes greater each year. The Navy has vowed that it won't repeat recent shipbuilding debacles when it rushed production and crammed too much new tech into ships, causing delays and cost overruns. Now with Thursday's business news, here's Leo Jonathan.
It's looking more and more like the Federal Reserve is getting ready for another interest rate hike of 0.75%. The Wall Street Journal says Fed officials aren't denying the possibility of a third consecutive hike when they meet in a couple of weeks. New iPhones have been unveiled by Apple. The iPhone 14 lineup includes the ability to connect with satellites for emergency messages from areas not covered by regular cell services. Prices for the new phones will stay the same as last year's models. The company behind Regal Cinemas has filed for bankruptcy. Cineworld, the second biggest theater chain in the world, is weighed down by more than $5 billion in debt. Filings show it's planning to get rid of 20 leases for theaters in the U.S. And inflation isn't slowing down the luxury car market. The share of new vehicles sold by luxury brands in the U.S., including BMW and Mercedes, hit a record 17.3% in June. I'm Leo Jonathan with Thursday's Business on ABC 7.
The College of the Atlantic and Mount Desert 365 are bringing something new to Northeast Harbor's historic Main Street. Devin Dagnall has more.
After a little under a year of work and partnership, Mount Desert 365 and the College of the Atlantic are breathing new life into Northeast Harbor's Main Street with the Salt Market. MD 365 is a nonprofit organization tasked with revamping the community.
Our mission is to revitalize the town, and we do that on 2 tracks. One is to bring back a more robust year-round population, and the other one is to support the businesses that are here.
The Salt Market is a kitchen collective, which means nearly everything in the store is locally sourced. The market has a robust selection of food, coffee, art, and produce, all from within the borders of Maine.
It's special because it's a collection, it's a community. And I think that there's so many beautiful things that this island has to offer, and it's been a dream of mine for a while to have some of it, as much as possible, under one roof.
The building can also house up to 15 students in the apartment located right above the market in off-campus housing for the College of the Atlantic. Rob Levin, Director of Communication at the College of the Atlantic, says that all the students who live in the apartments will be required to serve 50 hours of community service a year with any organization in Mount Desert.
This opportunity with Mount Desert 365 to bring some year-round economic vitality, some presence, and some vibrance to Northeast Harbor really fits in with our mission.
In Mount Desert, I'm Devin Dagnall, reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
A newly released retirement survey names 2 cities in Maine on its list of best places to retire. Brad Rogers looks at some of the benefits for the retirees in Maine's 2 largest cities.
Quality of life, activities, and affordability were 3 of the top criteria to determine the rankings on this list of best cities to retire. The new survey ranked Portland 49th out of more than 180 U.S. cities as the best places to retire, with high marks on quality of life, health care, and activities for seniors.
Most of the people we know who've retired here came here because they went to camp early in their life or their kids are here. We did neither.
Bob Baum says he and his wife had never even been to Portland, but they knew they didn't want to stay in Boston. Too expensive, he told me.
So we came up to Portland and loved it. We didn't even know half of how good it was going to be.
The Greater Portland Chamber of Commerce says this city and state offers so much for retirees. Its director says we have struck the right balance between having a small town feel with big city amenities like our renowned restaurant scene, world-class health care, and a thriving arts and culture community. Pip Walter says with so much to offer, his decision to retire here was easy.
Well, we're standing in one of the reasons right here in the middle of the old port. It's got, fantastic restaurants, a really nice vibe. It's just, it's a very peaceful, very cultural city with, lots to do and very safe.
Lewiston also made the list with a 129 ranking, also with high marks in health care and quality of life. However, both cities got low marks when it came to affordability, particularly now when homes and apartments are not only more expensive, but in short supply.
We still have a lot of diversity here, which I really like, but we limit in how many people can be living here now because not many people can afford it.
I'm sure there are cheaper places, but for the money, I think it's the place to be.
There are more affordable cities to retire to and some more expensive, but Maine's housing crisis remains the biggest obstacle for retirees looking for a house, condo, or apartment.
Coming up, researchers at the University of Maine have created a device that could help those with illnesses. That's next. We'll be right back.
Did you know that it's possible to buy the wrong type of flooring for your home? Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or professional contractor, the experts at Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors are here to help, offering solid pro advice from choosing the right material and color to installation. Don DeKalb features the highest quality hardwood flooring sourced from lumber right here in Maine, from Maine traditions. Not only will you get a floor you'll love, you'll get a floor that will last. Don DeKalb Mainwood Floors, buy from the best, forget the rest.
Portacall in Bucksport is having a spectacular end-of-season sale beginning Friday, September 9th at 10 a.m. and lasting 10 days only. With great savings for you on many wonderful closeout items, 50 to 60% off. Choose from closeouts on selected shirts, jewelry, plush toys, fragrances, lamb's wool blankets, and so much more. Also, we're offering limited time-only specials on other items in the store. Enjoy these fabulous end-of-season savings at Portacall, 69 Main Street, Bucksport.
We're a AAA family.
We found out about AAA insurance through a friend who had actually mentioned it a while ago. We ran the numbers and it totally worked.
We looked at the statement for our previous insurer and then AAA insurance. Definitely, we've seen a huge difference.
Switch to AAA insurance today, and you could save an average of $483 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free AAA full picture quote to find out how much you could save.
By switching over to AAA insurance, we saved over $450. So with our savings, he bought more equipment.
More money means more practice equipment.
In his world.
Why didn't we do this earlier? Why did it take so long?
We're a AAA family now.
AAA insurance allows us to do so much more with our kids and spend more time with them.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA insurance, call 877-209-5384 for your free AAA full picture quote today. You'll be glad you did.
Last year, I cracked Biden's aggressive spending agenda. Now, I'm delivering on common sense reforms that are good for America, like lowering prescription drug prices for thousands of Maine seniors, preventing healthcare costs from spiking on working families, and opening up oil and gas production to lower fuel costs, while reducing the deficit by hundreds of billions of dollars. I'm Jared Golden, and I approve this message because Maine common sense is back on the table in Washington.
Schools are back in session, and they're trying to reverse declines in reading and math scores that have fallen in the last 2 years. The U.S. Department of Education recently released data saying average reading scores for 9-year-olds dropped 5 points over 2 years. Average math scores fell 7 points. According to a report in the Wall Street Journal, researchers believe it could take several years for today's fourth graders to read proficiently unless the pace of learning increases. States are spending billions on tutoring, but don't know exactly what will work to improve the declines in reading and math levels. Researchers at the University of Maine created a device that could serve as a way to help seniors and people with illnesses. Matthew Jaroncic has more.
Advances in technology at UMaine are making it easier for people to keep track of what they're putting in their bodies.
These people have a better idea about what kind of food they are taking, and this way they can easily kind of manage these chronic health conditions. And that's how we got the idea for the SIPBIT.
SIPBIT is technology designed for senior citizens and those who suffer from health conditions like diabetes and other ailments that can correctly identify the sugar content of a beverage through electrical impedance measurement. University of Maine Assistant Professor of Spatial Computing Namisha Ranasinghe explains how these electrical currents are used to make sugar content.
We have like 2 metal electrodes submerged, and then we are passing tiny electrical current or electrical pulses between these 2 electrodes, and then we record the differences of impedance.
And once this is done, they'll be able to pinpoint exactly what the drink is and the sugar content of that beverage. According to Ranasinghe, he says it becomes tiresome when senior citizens and those who struggle with health conditions like cancer, heart and kidney diseases, and diabetes have to manually record what they eat and drink daily. Ranasinghe says SIPBIT makes it easier to record this information.
We extract that information and we combine with machine learning, which makes it very powerful and very accurate to detect those components of a beverage, and then we can miniaturize, and now we can integrate into a everyday utensil or like for example like a cup, where people can use it every day in their everyday lives to record this information.
Even with similar products on the market, PhD student Chama Amarasinka says none are as reliable as Fitbit.
Currently, at the moment, the dietary applications usually involves mobile apps that kind of take an image of the food and kind of analyze it with image processing. The problem with this kind of visual methodologies is that it is kind of unable to give internal information about the food.
In its infancy stages, Ranasinka plans on incorporating this into our daily lifestyles.
People get more information and people get like awareness. Okay, I have been eating not necessarily like a few cups of coffee or a few cups of tea, and match their activities or calorie intake or requirements with the actual intake more accurately.
Reporting from Orno, Matthew Jurancic, ABC7 and Fox 22.
It's never been a better time to donate to the SPCA of Hancock County. First National Bank and some local families have vowed to match all donations up to $15,000 starting September 1st. That means that all donations made until the limit is met will be doubled. SPCA's Development Director Samantha Thorson says the sooner people donate, the more impact it will have.
These animals are dependent on the generosity of a local community. We don't receive funding from county or federal national resources. So it's really the community that comes together and makes this happen for the animals.
Can I get you to look
According
at the
to
camera?
the SPCA's website, they've raised just under $7,000 in their first week. To donate or to track the campaign's progress, go to spcahancockcounty.org. You can also find the link in this story on our website, foxbangor.com. When we return, Devin Biggs will have your 5-day forecast.
iMart Express owns selection, price, and speed. Need single vision? Get 2 pairs for just $38.71. Progressives 2 for $76.92. Nobody beats us, guaranteed. iMart Express. Right glasses, right price, right now.
Finelli Pizzeria in Ellsworth, now under new ownership, has been using fresh ingredients and ideas on top of our award-winning pizza doughs and sauces for more than 20 years. Come try our famous New York-style pizza. We're sure you'll agree. It's the best pizza you've ever tasted.
If you've been injured and think you can't afford a lawyer, think again.
I never paid a penny out of pocket, and they settled my case for over $165,000.
Call the twos. We win for you.
22. One Bounty versus 2 of the leading ordinary brand. 1 sheet of Bounty absorbs more than 2 sheets of theirs. And the winner is Bounty. One and done. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Shouldn't body lotion do more than just moisturize? Olay Body Lotion with vitamin B3 and collagen penetrates and hydrates to rejuvenate surface cells so skin looks firmer over time. With Olay Body, I feel fearless in my skin.
Live and unzoomed in 2022, REO Speedwagon. Stinks. Special guest, Loverboy. September 18th, Maine Savings Amphitheater in Bangor, Maine. Tickets on sale now at waterfrontconcerts.com or ticketmaster.com. Rocking the stage together again. REO Speedwagon and Styx with Loverboy live.
How do we make your glasses the same day? It's all done in store. Our skilled techs handle your glasses from start to finish, getting them back the same day. Quality, affordable glasses made in store, only at iMart Express.
I'm so excited because we're launching a new series called Grandma's Best Recipes. And with us today to kick things off is Grandma Millie, who makes a pretty mean apple pie. Welcome, Millie.
Hi, Howie.
How are you?
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for asking me.
You know, your apple pie is really good. Where did you ever learn to make them?
When my kids were little, we lived in a house with 5 apple trees, all different varieties. I never did find out what they were. And every fall, we would the boys would come and pick the apples, and the girls would go in the kitchen and prepare the apples, and we would have a blast making cakes and pies and cookies and you name it.
Tell me, what makes your pie so unique?
The trick is to use an assortment of apples, some tart, some sweet, and they need to be sliced very thin. I always add a little bit of clove to the cinnamon and the nutmeg.
I have to tell you, Millie, this is incredible. And you're right. The mix of all the different apples, along with the spices, in your TLC, of course, makes this amazing. If you'd like the recipe for Grandma Millie's apple pie, of course you can find it on our website. Millie, thanks for sharing your family secret with us.
Oh, Howard, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm glad you're here. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found Grandma Millie's old-fashioned way for you to say,
ooh, it's so good.
It is. Here, let's have some.
This Saturday, local businesses and organizations will be present at the Bangor International Airport to see who can pull a jet aircraft 20 feet in the fastest time. It will raise funding for Big Brothers Big Sisters for Mid-Maine youth mentoring programs. At 9:30 a.m., team registration will begin, and then a welcome and opening remarks will follow. At 10:15, the first team will pull the plane. Teams are made up of 8 to 10 people and must raise a minimum of $500 to participate. A trophy will be presented to the team with the fastest pull time, along with a prize for top fundraisers. Spectators are welcome to attend the event. The entrance is next to the C&L Aviation hangar at the Bangor International Airport, which is accessible from Polk Street. Now let's check your full forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, happy Thursday afternoon. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Alrighty, here we are. We had some clouds moving in from the southwest to the north and east. We also had a little bit of fog out there as well. That has since burned off. We'll be partly cloudy for the rest of the afternoon period today. Very slight chance for a shower could develop from this system moving from the northwest to the south and east. Most of us should stay dry today, but that chance does exist, especially further off towards the north with lesser chances to the south, though. We're kind of in between a couple systems with high pressure, helping to send some dry air into this cold front as well, hence why we haven't seen much development with any precipitation with this either. However, let's turn our focus to the Atlantic. Things getting active out there. This is Hurricane Earl, a Category 2 hurricane. That's Bermuda right there, getting pretty close there, as we're going to have to watch out for some of from Hurricane Earl as a result. Here's Danielle right here, further off towards the north and east with the latest update in. Looks like it's now weakened to a tropical storm as it starts to become a little bit more disorganized with winds up to 70 miles per hour, moving to the northeast at about 60 miles per hour. Earl, though, 105 mile per hour hurricane, moving to the north at 10 miles per hour. And Invest 95L right down here, winds up to 35 miles per hour, moving towards the west-northwest at 18 miles per hour. So the Atlantic getting pretty active right now, but the big focus right now is Earl out there, getting pretty close to parts of Bermuda, possibly as a Category 3 or 4 hurricane. They'll track to the north and east and become extratropical as a result, and it'll head up in that direction as we head towards next Tuesday. But as for Danielle, though, make that little loop before it starts moving to another part of the world. So not a big issue for us, but other areas across the world we need to keep an eye on the system. But as for Invest 95L, the spaghetti plot models are investigating the system, and right now it's staying until make a little bit more of a quicker turn to the north faster than what Earl's doing, so most of us should be okay overall from that system. We may have to watch for a little bit of high surf from Hurricane Earl. Otherwise, though, back here at home, upper 70s to lower 80s is what we'll do for the next few days, even middle 80s Saturday, falling back into the 70s and 80s by the weekend, even in parts of next week, too, our average high being 74 degrees. As for the dew points, though, they won't be too bad. You might notice them getting a little bit higher as we head towards the weekend, even into Monday and Tuesday, with lower, maybe middle 60s possibly on the way. Futurecast for today, very slight chance for a shower today. Most of us should stay dry overall, with the sky clearing out later on tonight with a mostly clear sky. Maybe some areas of dense fog further off towards the north that we'll have to watch out for as well. As for today, upper 70s, partly cloudy, slight chance for a rain shower, very small chance at this point. South wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower 50s becoming mostly clear, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. Scott's Recreation extended forecast. Lots of sunshine on Friday, with highs reaching to the lower 80s. We'll be in the middle 80s on Saturday with a lot of sunshine as well. And we'll be in the upper 70s to lower 80s Sunday and Monday with a mostly cloudy sky.
Thank you, Devin. I'm already looking forward to the weekend and a chance to enjoy that sunshine. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening with Peter Dubois and Beth Jones on ABC 7 News at 6. Have a great afternoon.
Saliba's Rug Cleaners in Bangor is the best and only spot you should go to for your rug cleanings. Serving Maine for more than 70 years, we care about your rugs. Clean rugs last longer, and our family takes pride in being the professionals that you can trust. Our cleaning process consists of soaking your rug in a bath, shampooing, rinsing, and drying in a humidity-controlled dry room, making sure no detail is overlooked. Need a repair? We fully service every type of rug for you. Saliba's Rug Cleaners.
We care about your rugs.
You're watching